Hi, this is Supriyo. So let's do something different today. I'll take you through some questions and answers and I'll show you some quant tricks, some fast calculation tricks that you can use and you can simplify these questions. And I got some great response for the Affairs Cloud PDF. So if you want, you can go check out. I have put the link in the description and in the comments as well. A lot of you have told me that you are getting a lot of benefit from the Affairs Cloud PDF. So all the various categorizations, and it will actually totally save your time and help you to get maximum score in the general awareness section. So make sure to check that out. So let's start and we can just check through a lot of different quant questions and how we can easily solve them very fast and with less amount of calculation. Join my Telegram channel to stay connected with important PDFs, links and other information regarding bank exam preparation. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and share it with your friends so that everybody can get access to this information. And if you are new here, my mission is to empower you with the tools you need to get success in all kinds of competitive examinations. So if you want to join me in this journey, please click on the subscribe button and also do not forget to click the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. Let us begin with this video. So in this video, I want to talk about two things: averages and alligations. Now, these two things, sometimes students might think that these are different things, but I can teach you how they are actually connected. And let's keep things simple. And we will first look at the concepts of averages and alligations, and then we'll take up some problems to understand this properly. So bear with me as I teach you the basic concepts. So let's start with averages. Okay. So I know that everybody knows averages, but I want to teach you something different. So see this question. So we have to take the average of 81, 93, 99, and there is another number, right? Another number is there. So the average of these four numbers, this has been told to us. This is actually 87, right? So this is something that has been given to us in this question. We have to actually identify this X. So how can we go about doing this? We can just add all of these numbers together, right? We can just add all of these numbers together, divide by 4, then we can easily find X. That is the standard method by which you can solve any average. But I want you to think about this in a different way. Because what is average actually? Average is nothing but the middle portion of those entire sets that you have, the mean portion. So if you think about averages in this way, can I say that each of the numbers that we have, if we take the difference of the numbers, each of the numbers, then they will be summing to 0? Can I say that? Okay, let me show you what I mean by this. So we have 81, we have 93, we have 99, we have X, right? And the average has been told to us as 87. So here, let's find out the difference. So 81, how much farther away is it from 87? It is minus 6 away, right? In the same way, 93, it is actually plus 6 away, right? And 99, how far away is it? It is actually again plus 12 away, right? So can I say that if I sum, even there, here also we'll be having a difference, right? Can I say that if I sum all of these things, then the summation of all of these things should be equal to 0. That should be my answer. So I can easily find out the value of X without even solving this equation. I just see that, minus 6 and plus 6, they are going to cancel out. So there is only plus 12 over here. So my number, it should be minus 12 over here so that each of the things can be balanced. So my fourth number, it will be 87 minus 12. So that is 75. So 75 is my answer to this question. Now understand what we are doing here. We are thinking about averages in terms of distance of the numbers from the mean. The distance, this is very important, and this is a concept that will actually save you a lot of time and it will help you to just solve the questions in a very easy manner. Now, why do I say that the average has a great linkage towards alligations? So let's take another question now. So in this question, what do we have given? We have been given that there are 20 mangoes, right? There are 20 mangoes and there are 30 apples. Fine. So each mango, we have 2 kg each mango, and each apple, it is actually 3 kg. Fine. Now they have told us that these are actually mixed and we have to take the average. Now, if we take a regular average, if we just think about normal average, then it should be just in between these two. So it should be 2.5, right? If there was not any other kind of like difference in the articles that we have collected, then it would be 2.5, it would be right in the middle over here. However, what is actually happening? We have 20 mangoes and we have 30 apples. So just by looking at this, what do you feel? Where should my average lie? Should it be at 2.5, less or greater? Can you say that? It should be greater, right? Because we have 30 apples. So this 3 kg, it's going to be pulling the average upwards, and the downward pulling by this 2 kg, this will not matter that much. So normally, how would you solve this question? So this is how actually the alligations are actually very helpful, because in this question, normally what would you do? Normally you would just multiply 20 into 2 plus 30 into 3 and divide it by the total number. So 20 plus 30. So how would you get this? You would get this as 40 plus 90 divided by 50, right? So it would give you 130 by 5. So this is equal to 2.6. Fine. So this is our answer. So this is our weighted average. So now we come to weighted average, and weighted average is nothing but alligation. So this is what I hinted at when I said that averages and alligations have a close relationship. And remember that alligations, they can be used in averages, they can be used in percentages, they can be used in profit and loss, ratio proportion, simple interest even, and of course in the mixtures problems that we have. So we'll be seeing all that problems, but I first want you to understand where alligations actually came from, because most of the books, they will just be teaching you this method and they will not be teaching you where it actually came from. It's basically nothing but weighted averages. So how can I go about and prove that to you? So let's take some numbers, let's take some symbols so that we can approximate and prove this. So let's say that the number of your mangoes, let's say it is N1. Okay, it is N1, number of your mangoes. Number of your apples, let's say it is N2. The first average of this 2 kg, this is your average for mangoes. Let's consider it as A1. Let's consider this one as A2. This is the second average. And let's consider that this figure that we just arrived at, this is actually A. So can I actually write an equation like this? N1 A1 plus N2 A2 divided by N1 plus N2 equal to A. Can I write this? This is actually what we have done, right? This is exactly what we have done to actually solve this problem. So let's just simplify this. So this becomes N1 A1 plus N2 A2 equal to A, N1 plus N2. So this actually, you can just bring the N1 and N2 on the different sides. So N1 A1 minus A N1 equal to A N2 minus N2 A2. Okay. So now just factoring this, N1 A1 minus A equal to N2 A minus A2. Fine. So N1 by N2, this one we can find it as A minus A2 divided by A1 minus A. So this is actually where we find out the actual alligation, because this is the same formula. Can you recognize this? Can you recognize this formula? Have you seen the alligations formula? So I'll just take you through the alligations formula. So what do we do when we find out alligations? We have actually an article over here. We have an article over here. We have an article over here, right? So if the average is over here and we have the average 1 over here, average 2 over here, what do? We actually do A minus A1 over here. And over here, what do? Over here, we do A2 minus A we have over here. So this is our N1 is to N2. So this is what our alligations teaches us. And this is how we can prove where alligations actually came from. So this is nothing but weighted averages. It is very important to understand this. And also remember that when we are doing the alligations, have you seen that we never take any minus signs? We always take the modulus. Why do we take the modulus? Because see, if A minus A2 and A1 minus A we have, right? So can we say that either A1 or A2 will be lesser than A? So each one of them, somebody has to be greater and somebody has to be lesser, right? So if the top portion is negative, if a negative sign comes over here, we can just revert this. Instead of A1 minus A, we can do A minus A1. Another negative will come and the negative will cross out. So because we can always take the ratio, we can always cross out the negative, and that is why we take the modulus. And this is your alligations formula. So this is where alligations came from. It's very interesting and very important to understand how the alligations actually came. And now we can go ahead into some problems and understand how we can apply this technique and solve them. Let's take a look at this question. Now, remember that each of the questions I'll be running through through the questions very fast, so it is your responsibility to just pause the video, then attempt the question yourself first. Please attempt it yourself first before you see the answer. That will help you gain a sense of where you actually stand. So in this question, the average of 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, etc. up to 90 that has been asked to us. Okay, so what can we do? We can basically do 45 plus 50 plus 55 plus dot plus 90 divided by the number of these exact numbers, so we can get the average. Okay, that will take a little bit of more time, right? So why don't we try this with a new concept? So first, let's see a new concept before we actually solve this question. So the concept that I want to talk to you about is about the progression, about consecutive numbers, or about numbers which are equally spaced. So for example, if we have these three numbers 1 1 2 3, okay, so can you tell me what the average of this three numbers is? Easy, it is 2, right? It's in the middle. Okay, now let us see, we have 1 2 3 4 5. Again, we have the number in the middle. Fine. Now, why is this actually happening? This is happening because each of the numbers, they have equal spacing. Fine. Do you understand this? So, for example, if we had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, if we have numbers like this, what's going to be the average? Plus of all of these things divided by 5, what will that actually give you? That will actually give you 15. That will give you the middle number. And why does this give you the middle number? This is because the middle number, it has equal spacing. So as I taught you about the spacing, so what's the spacing over here? It is -5. Okay, what's the spacing over here? It is -10. Okay, what's the spacing over here? It is +5. And what's the spacing over here? It is +10, right? So the spacing concept that we actually had, if you can use that spacing concept, then you can find out the arithmetic progressions, middle term or the average very easily. And how can we easily do this? Can I say that it will always be in the middle? And if it is always in the middle, then what I can do? I can just sum the first term and the last term and divide it by 2. So this thing, when I have to find out the average of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, what I can do? I can do 5 plus 25 divided by 2. So this becomes 30 by 2. This becomes 15. So in arithmetic progressions, always we are going to find this thing to be true. So here also, see what we are doing. 1 plus 3, 4 divided by 2, 2 comes. Now 1 plus 5 divided by 2, 6 by 2, that is 3. So this is how we are easily getting the answer. Now coming back to the question, we had 45, 50, 55, etc. Every number that we have, it is a arithmetic progression because it is increasing by 5 each term. And so the answer for this question, we do not need to even find out the number of numbers. What we can do instead, we can just find out the first number. First number is 45, right? The second number, the last number is 90. So 90 divided by 2. So what does this actually give us? This gives us 135 divided by 2. So that is 67.5. So 67.5, this is our answer. So I hope that you understood this concept, and this concept will actually help us a lot. So let's see another question. In this question, we have all 2-digit numbers, which gives 4 remainder when divided by 9. So let's find out the first number. First number will be 9 into 1 is 9 plus 4. That gives us what? That gives us 13, right? So this is the lowest number. Can I say that this is the lowest number? Fine. Okay. The next number, what will it be? The next number will be 9 into 2. That is 18 plus 4. So that becomes how much? That becomes 22. Then the next number, 9 into 3, 27 plus 4. So that becomes 31. Now notice something interesting over here. The interesting thing is that each of these numbers, the difference is 9. Can you see? Difference is 9. That makes sense, right? So can I say that this is again in an arithmetic progression? So what I just need to do, I need to find out the last number. So last number, let's take 9 into 10, 9 into 11, say 99 plus 4. But wait, this they are asking the average of all 2-digit numbers, which gives 4 remainder when divided by 9. So it has to be 2-digit number. So what I can do, I can take 9 into 10, that is 90 plus 4, that is 94. 4. So the answer that I can get easily, I have to take 13, I have to take 94. Okay, so 13 plus 94 divided by 2. So it becomes 107 divided by 2. So this is 53.5, and this is the answer to this question. So let's go to the next question. Okay, so in this question, what they are saying, they have 6 consecutive integers. Fine. So let's think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, importantly, remember that this is not actually the numbers. Indeed, like these, I am just saying first number, second number, third number, fourth number, fifth number, sixth number. Like this, I just represented on paper so that it is much easier for me to actually solve this question. So 6 consecutive integers, their average is 36.5, right? So can I say that because the number of numbers is even, so the average will be lying somewhere over here, right? Because these are consecutive numbers. Remember, arithmetic progression is still being followed. So the number 36.5, this is actually over here, 36.5. And what have I been told? I have been told that these are consecutive integers. So can I say that there will be just 0.5 difference between these two? So what I can say? I can say that this number is 36, this number is 37, this is 38, this is 39, and this is 34, this is 35. So 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So the smallest number out of this is 34. So your answer becomes 34. Now I hope you understood what I am doing over here. See, because they have actually, what would happen if they would tell me that there are 7 consecutive integers? Then the 4th integer would be my answer, because that lies in the middle. But here, because it is even, so it has to be somewhere in the middle over here, and easily you can just even verify this. You can do what? You can do 34 plus 39 divided by 2. So you will find that this actually comes to 36.5. So this is how you can actually easily solve these questions. Now let us see another question. So now there are 7 consecutive integers. Average of first 5 integers is n. So average of all the 7 integers. Now because this question, it does not have any absolute numbers, what happens if you do it in the normal way? Then it will take you a long time. It will take you a long time because you have to do n plus 1, n plus 2, n plus 3 like this, and then you have to solve, right? So instead what we can do, we know that there are 7 consecutive integers. So because there are 7, there will be 1 integer over here, then there will be 3 over here, there will be 3 over here. Can I say this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 4th integer lies at the middle. So this is very important to understand. So if I have to get the average of all the 7 integers, I only need to find out the 4th integer. That's just what I need to find out. And what does the question tell me? The question tells me that the average of the first 5 integers is n. So the average of the first 5, this average is n. Now what do I know? Because these are the first 5 integers, so the average must be the 3rd integer out of all of these 5. So n is actually nothing but the value of 3 over here. And what do I need to find out? I need to find out the 4th integer, and what they are telling me, 7 consecutive integers. So my answer is n plus 1. So n plus 1 is the 4th integer, and this is my answer. So can you understand how easily we can find out the answer because of this arithmetic progression, and how easily we can actually just solve these questions? So let's see another question now. Now this is actually a very interesting problem. So the average of 7 consecutive integers is 7. So find the average of the squares of these integers. Now because the average of 7 consecutive integers is 7, so can I write down that 7 will be in the middle, and we will have 3 on this side, we will have 3 on this side. So can I write down that the integers, they are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this is quite interesting over here, because what they have asked us, they have asked us the average of the squares of these integers. So what we have to do, we have to square all of them. So we are just squaring all of them, and then we have to just add all of them. So we have to add all of these things, then we have to divide it by 7, and we have to find out our answer, right? Now this will take us a long time. So here, when you have a problem where it will take you a long time to solve the answer, you have to find out that there must be some kind of a clue. So see the options now. So now just understand something. Can 7 be the average? Because see the magnitude of these numbers. can 7 ever be the average? The lowest number itself is 16. So it can never be lower than that. So 7 we can eliminate like this. And same way, let's just see the last option, 371. Can we ever have the average to be 371? It can never be, right? Because the highest number itself is just 100 over here. And all these numbers, the average can never be 371, right? Even if you just see the numbers, the distribution of the numbers, you can predict that 49 also cannot be an option. However, let us see that, okay, we'll just keep 49 for now. We are not going to tamper with 49. So our options are 49, 53 and 57. Now what we can do is, do we need to add all of these things? If we do that, it will take a long time, right? So how can we simplify this problem? Just think about elegant solutions all the time. What I tell you about, it's that you have to find out elegant solutions. Remember, maths is love. As I always say, it's very, very important for you to find an elegant answer, because the exam does not want you to always go for these long calculations. So what you can do is, you can do one thing. Just sum the units digit of all of these numbers that you have. So if we sum them, we can even do this without writing on paper also. So it's 6 plus 5, it's what? 11. 11 plus 6, that is 17. 17 plus 9, 26. 26 plus 4, 30. 30 plus 1, 31. And there is 0. So the units digit summed is 31. Now understand something. Whatever the answer is over here, if I just take the 7 to this side, if I multiply the answer by 7, I should get a number, the number which must have the units digit as 1. Am I right? Did you understand what I mean? That if you multiply 7 with the 3 remaining options that I have, then the end must be 1. The digit 1 must be there in the units place. Now it's so easy to eliminate. See, 49 into 7, do you have 1 at the units digit? No, you do not have. So 49 cannot be our answer. So 49 cannot be our answer. So 53 we have. Okay, multiply it by 7. Yes, here the units digit, it will be 1. So this is actually our answer. Again, check 57. So 57 into 7, it cannot be. So this is also eliminated. So by the process of elimination, easily you could find out that the answer, my friend, is going to be 53. So use the process of elimination very, very well whenever you have the opportunity. Let's move to the next question. By the way, all the questions that I am showing you have been asked in SBI PO or other IBPS exams. So they are very important. I hope that you are solving these questions before watching the solutions. So if you have any questions or any topic suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely help you out. Now, if you are looking for a course with more of these high quality questions, then check this out. Guidely has launched an express video course with over 1200 mock tests, hundreds of videos, live classes, PDFs, and a secret Telegram group where you can clear all your doubts, and the best faculty in India teaching this course, and at just ₹1499 you get a lifetime validity. And the best thing, if you get selected in any exam, you get a full refund. Join now and get an additional 10% discount by using the promo code Supriyo. Okay, now let's see this question. So what have we been told over here? So in this question, S1, it has been told to us that it is a series of 5 consecutive multiples of 4. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of them, and the gap between each of them is 4 because they are multiples of 4. So the sum of this is actually 100, and S2 is a series of 4 consecutive even numbers. So here also we have 4 here and we have even numbers over here. So if a second number of S2 series is 6 less than the highest number of S1 series. So first let's find out the S1 series. So because the summation is actually 100, so what can we actually tell? So if we just divide it by 5, so what do we get? 100 by 5, it is 20. So this means that the middle number must be 20. Now there is a gap of 4 because these are multiples of 4. What we can gauge? So this will be 24, this will be 28, this will be 16, this will be 12. So this is our S1, what we have been actually told. Now they have told us that second number of S2, so this number, okay, it is 6 less than the highest number of S1. So highest number is 28, 6 less than that, that is equal to 22. Fine. So this is now, again, we know that these are actually consecutive even numbers. So this will be 20, 22, 24 and 26. Fine. So this is our actual thing. And now what they have told us, find the average of S2 two series if S2 is consecutive even number series. Fine. So what will be the average? Do I need to calculate? No, I don't need to calculate. The average will be over here. So it will be 23, which is the average of S2. So that is our answer. Let's move to the next question. Okay, so in this question, what we have, average age of 4 players is 20, and if the coach is included, then it is increased by 20%. Now, in this type of question, you can, of course, you can form the equation, you can do 4 into 20, then you can add the coach, you can divide it by 5, you can then put it equals to the new average and you can calculate it. That is the standard process, but I don't want to do using the standard process. I want to teach you a new method. So let's find out a new concept of this. So now let's just think about this, that if we have a situation where we actually need to find out the average. So let's say 20 number is there. Okay, there is a number 20, then you have average of 24. Now to balance it out, what should we have over here? We should be having 28, right? Because that is how we are going to balance it. Now let us think that we have another 20 over here, a second 20. So if you have to balance it again, see the difference between 20 and 24, it is 4. 20 and 24, it is 4 again. So there is an 8 difference. So now this 28, it will not be able to balance. What you will need, if you want to balance the right side with only one number. Okay, that's the thing. So here the numbers are being added, but on right side, you are balancing with only one number. So now what you have to do, you have to add 4 again. So this will be balanced by 32. Let's think that we have another 20 over here. If we have another 20, then 32 will also not be able to balance this. We actually will need 36. Again, we have a 20. Then what happens? We need a 40. So can you understand what I am trying to show you over here? This actually tells you that the amount of difference that you have on the left side, that has to be matched by the right side. Understood what I am actually telling you? So the thing that you have to think about in this problem, just see, average age of 4 players is 20 years. What does this mean? This means that we can assume that each of these players is 20 because it is the average age. Of course, that is not in practice, but if you just want to study it theoretically, that is what it means, right? So that difference has to be compensated on the right hand side. So there is one compensation here, second compensation, third compensation, fourth compensation, and another compensation is over here. See, because this 24 is 4 greater than this, so there is a 4 here, there is a 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. So if you have a 40 and if you have 4 20s on the left side, then the 40 will be able to balance it. So that is how we actually reach the average of 24. So what does this actually mean? What does this actually tell us? This tells us that this new thing that has been added, so the weight of the coach, how we can find it is that the weight of the coach, it will actually be the original average that we already had. See, original average that we had plus 5 into the increase. What's the increase over here? The increase has been told that it is increased by 20%. So 20% of 20, what is it? It is 4. So the actual answer, it becomes 20 plus 5 into 4, 20 equal to 40. So can you understand why this actually happened? Because we are balancing it out. So this is a concept that will actually allow you to do these sums in a very, very quick manner. So let's just see another question and you will be able to understand better. So okay, the average weight of M boys is given to us as 43. Fine, 43 is there, and the weight of the teacher who weighs 63 kilos is also included. Then average becomes 45 kg. So 43 and 45. What's the difference? The difference is 2. So this 2 difference, what we have, the entire data set must actually pull this 43 with this 2 difference so that we reach to the new weight of the teacher. So the teacher's weight is 63 here, right? So 43 plus 2 into how many? The entire data set that we have. So we have M boys and we have one teacher. So understand what is happening over here. This 43, the average is becoming 45, right? So the difference is actually of 2. So if we just multiply 2 with each of the data set points, so we have M plus 1 points because there are M boys and there is one teacher. So if we multiply, then we get to the teacher, the 63. So it becomes very easy. 43 plus 2m plus 2 equal to 63, or 45 plus 2m equal to 63. So m, it becomes 63 minus 45 is 18. 18 by 2, it becomes 9. So m becomes 9. So very easily, see how we could find out the average weight of m boys. Otherwise we had to solve so many difficult equations. We had to find out, we had to divide, multiply, etc. But we do not need that, because we know this concept of distances in average. So let's see the next question. So in this question, what has been told to us? The average weight of a group of 6 people is decreased by 2 kg when a person weighing 90 kg is replaced by a new person. Now, because there is a replacement again, and this time what happens? This time we have to actually minus it. Why we have to minus it? Because it is decreased, right? It is decreased by 2 kilos. So the average weight when a person, this is a 90 kilo person, right? So if we actually decrease it by 2 kilo, and the average weight, it is of 6 people. So there are 6 people. So what happens? 90 minus 2 into 6. Fine. So this actually gives us 90 minus 12 equal to 78 kg. Okay, so understand that this new person who is replacing the old person weighing 90 kg, this person is actually 78 kg now. And now again what is happening? This new person is again getting replaced by another person weighing 30 kg. So this is interesting. So another person which is weighing 30 kg less. Okay, so 30 kg less. So this becomes 48 kg. Fine. So the new person who is actually 48 kilo now. So if we actually see what has happened, so 30, we have this reduction by 30. Fine. Now this 30, how many people are sharing this reduction? The reduction is being shared by 6 people, right? So 30 by 6, this is actually 5. So for each person, the average is being pulled down by 5. So that is the actual difference of the average. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. So initially what happened? Initially we were decreased by 2, and now this is again decreased by 5 per person. First it was 2 per person, now it is 5 per person. So the total decrease in the average weight of the group, this becomes 2 plus 5. So this becomes 7. So this is our answer, 7. This is the average weight of the group, the total change in the average weight of the group. So this is how you can easily find the answer to these questions. Okay, next one. So the average of 40 numbers has been given to us as 35, and we have been given the average of the first 25 and also the last 16. So there is an overlap over here. If you can see this, so the first 25 they have been given to you, and also the last 16 have been given to you. So here we have basically the 25th number that is in the middle of these intersections. So what we can do generally, if it is just a simple way in which we can do it normally as like 40 into 35. So the average of the first 40 we know, so that is 35. Then we just minus it and we can find out the first 25. So the average is 30 and the last 16 numbers average is 42. So 16 into 42. So if we do this and if we solve this equation, then we can actually find out the answer. But this is a huge type of calculation and I hate doing these kinds of calculations. So can we make this a bit simpler? Yes, we can. So what we can do is that we know that the 35, that is the average of the 40 numbers, right? So the average of the first 25, how much? We have 30. Okay, so this is the first 25 and the last 16, what we have? Last 16 is 42. So this is the last 16. So what we can do is see the difference. Again, we will find the difference. So the difference in this, it is 5. The difference here, it is 7. So this is actually 5 away from the average. This is actually 7 away from the average. So if we actually find it like this, so what we can do? We can do 25 into 5. So this means that the distance away of these 25 numbers we are finding, it becomes 125. And now the distance away of these last 16 numbers, so this becomes 16 into 7. So this becomes 112. Okay, now we have to do 125 minus 112, just the difference between these two. So how much difference we have? We have 13 difference between these two. And now interestingly, just see what happens. There is a plus 13 difference between these two areas. So what happens is that the average, we have to bring it down to 35. So there must be a number which is as far away from 35 as this number is actually increasing from 35. So since these two, the difference between them is 13, so this means that the number has increased by 13. So we have to decrease it by 13. So 35, we actually have to decrease 35 by 13, and then we get our answer 22, and 22 is the 25th number. So this is our answer, and you see by using the difference method how easily we could actually find it. So let's move to the next question. Okay, the next question, this is actually very easy. This is actually just a simple alligation kind of a problem. So David bought rice for 30 per kg. So we have 30 rice, 30 per kg, and wheat at rupees 50 per kg. So we have 50 per kg, and he mixed both rice and wheat, and he found that the mixture cost rupees 33. So rupees 33 per kg is there, and what is the ratio in which the quantities are mixed? So this is very easy. Normal alligations we have to do. So normal alligations, here we have 3, here we have 17. So the answer is 17:3. This is the ratio. So ratio of rice, it is 17, wheat is 3. So 17 is to 3 is your answer. Now let's move to the next question. So in this question, what happens? Okay, this is the same thing. This is again just alligations question. So Rajiv had actually won a lottery, and he invested part of his winnings into mutual funds and another part in gold. Fine. So what is the part invested in mutual fund? It is at 6% rate of return, and other part in gold, which gives 13% rate of return. So he earned 10% from both investments. So just do the simple alligations as I taught you. So 3% will be here and 4% will be here. So the answer becomes 3:4. Now interestingly, just note something. I'm just going through and solving these questions, but you have to understand something when and how we are actually applying the alligation. Remember that this figure, this ratio that you are getting, these are just simple numbers. This is the proportion of rice, proportion of wheat. This is the proportion of mutual fund. This is the proportion of gold. However, these things at the top, the alligations that we are doing, these have to be actually rates. These must be rates, or these must be actually fractions. So here, as we see that this thing, it was actually what? It was actually rupees per kg. So we have a rate over here, and here what we have 6%. This is actually 6 by 100, because every percentage is a fraction, right? So fractions are what we have to keep over here. Just keep that in mind when you are actually solving your alligations questions, that you need to have fractions, and that is how you are actually solving these questions. It's very important that you understand what are the units involved, otherwise you will be making some mistakes. So let's see another question. Okay, this question here, and please solve the questions first and only then see the answers. I am just not repeating this. You can pause the video and solve it yourself. So here the rabbit, he is on a controlled diet and is fed 300 grams of mixture, two foods, X and Y. So X and Y we have. So food X contains, okay, X and Y we have two foods. So X contains 10% protein and Y contains how much? 15% protein. Now the rabbit's diet provides exactly 38 grams of protein daily. Okay, if we have 38 grams, see, we are dealing with percentages here, right? So if we have 38 grams, we have to convert it into the percentage. So 38 gram, and total grams is given 300. So 38 by 300 into 100. So this is actually 38 by 3. So 38 by 3 percentage. This is the combined diet, and this is the exact protein that he gets after combination. So this is very important that you know which are the kinds of units that you need to be using. Okay, now what happens? Okay, now since we have this, so we just have to do the minus and it will be very easy. Now just see something here, that because the percentages are like this, so what we can do, as I taught you, that fractions are very, very important. Do one thing, just divide this by 3, multiply this by 3, again multiply this by 3, divide this by 3. So what it happens over here, I'll just write it over here. X and Y, we have 30 by 3, we have 45 by 3, we have in the middle 38 by 3. So if we just do the normal alligations, what we actually find out over here, we have 8 by 3, here we have 7 by 3. So this becomes 7:8. So the ratio of x is to ratio of y, it actually becomes 7:8. This becomes very easy now. So the answer, what is the answer right now? It is asking for how many grams of food x are in the mixture. So we have 7. So 7 divided by 15 and the total grams is 300. So just do it. So it becomes 140. So this is your answer. Let's move to the next question. I know we are handling a lot of questions today, so please write down in the comments if you have any problems. I just want to help you understand the concepts of averages and alligations, everything in this video. That's why I have selected so many questions. So just write down if you have any questions, I'll clarify them. So let's see this question. Now this question, we have a mixture of milk and water in this ratio, in which milk and water we have. So in which water is 24%. So water is 24%, milk is 76%, it means. Okay, now 50% of the mixture is taken out, in which water is 78 little less than the milk, and we have to find out the remaining quantity of milk. Now very important to understand when you have to use alligations and when you do not have to use alligations. Here in this question there is no need for us to use alligations. Just simplify this. So milk is to water ratio we know 76 is to 24. So let's just cut it with 4. So here we have 6, here we have 19. So 19 is to 6. This is our ratio of milk is to water. Now interestingly, 50% of the mixture is taken out. If some portion of the mixture is taken out, do we need to care about it? Just understand this is a homogeneous mixture. So if there was a mixture, say of oil and water, then we have to find out carefully about the percentage. But because this is milk and water and they mix 100%, that is why even if you take any part of the mixture out of the solution, it does not change your ratio. So the ratio of milk is to water, it will actually always remain in this ratio. Now what they have told us, that milk is water is 78 liter less than the milk. Now what does this mean? This means that they have given the differences between these two things. Now see, these two things in percentage terms, what's the difference? So in ratio terms, the difference actually comes is 13. So we can say that 13% is the difference, or 13 ratio, it actually 13% corresponds to 78 liter. Can we say this? Because the difference has been given to us. So 1%, it corresponds to actually 78 by 13. So this becomes 6. Okay, now using percentage over here is actually wrong. It's not right, because we have reduced the fraction. So we can just say 13x or something like that. So this means that 19x and 6x we have, and so x now becomes 6. So if x becomes 6, so milk, what will the portion of milk be? So milk, remaining quantity of milk, it will be 19 into 6. So this will become 114. So this is my answer of this question. Now let's move to the next question. So in this question, you have been told that an average pace of 8 minutes and 20 seconds you have to maintain. So 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So you have to be very careful about how you are actually handling time in this question. So here 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So if we actually convert this into total minutes, what will it be? It will be 8 minutes. It will be 8 and 20 by 60, right? So it will be 8 1 by 3 minutes. Okay, just understand this. And now what they have told you, so let's try and see if we can use alligations over here. So we have been told that 3 laps are over here, and at the end also we have 2 laps over there. So in 3 laps, what we have actually done, we have run 3 miles in 28 minutes. So 28 by 3. So how much this comes out to be? This is 9 and this is 9 and 20. So this will be actually 9 minutes and 20 seconds. So this we can write down as 9 1 by 3. So 9 1 by 3. This is our 3 laps. And then the 2 laps we do not know. This is what we have to actually calculate. Okay. And what is the middle term? The middle term is our average, our target speed. So the target speed is 8 minutes 20 seconds. We have actually found out to be 8 1 by 3 minutes. So 8 1 by 3, this is our target. And just understand something, that after we find out something here and something here, what will the ratio be? The ratio, it will be in actual the laps that we have gone. So ratio will be 3:2. Understand this. This is the crux of the problem, because since 3 laps we have run, so 3 portion will be over here and 2 laps we are yet to run. 2 will be over here. So this is actually the crux of the problem. Now simple alligations. So 9 1 by 3 minus 1 8 1 by 3. This actually becomes 1 minute. And interestingly, just remember something. Why we are using these terms over here in the alligation? This is because 9 1 by 3. This is actually what unit? This unit is minutes per mile, right? Minutes per mile, that is actually the unit, because we have run 3 miles in 28 minutes. So this is minutes per mile, and this is also minutes per mile, and this is also minutes per mile. But this thing is actually the actual miles that we have run. So this is something that you have to understand. So 1 minute per mile, this corresponds to how much? This corresponds to 2. So this means that it will be 0.5 each. So this 3 minutes per mile, this actually corresponds to 1.5 minutes. So 1.5 minutes if we have over here, what we have to do? Here we have 1.5 minutes. So basically 1.5 minutes if we have, so 1.5 I can write, or I can just write 1 by 2. So what we have to do? We have to get the answer like 8 1 by 3 minus 1 by 2. Now again, you have to be very smart in how you are handling times here. So this is 8 minutes 20 seconds, and this is 1 minute and 30 seconds, right? So how we are actually going to find out? 8 minus 1 is 7, and 7 20 minus 30 seconds, this gives us 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So 6 minutes 50 seconds, this is our answer, and that should be our average speed in the last 2 laps. So the average, it will be 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Now there is another way in which we can actually solve this question. So the another way, it will actually be very simple actually if you think it in this way. So he has traveled 3 miles in 28 minutes, correct? Now just see in this question, if we had to actually be on time, if we had to have 8 minutes and 20 seconds on each mile, then how much it should have taken us? 8 into 3, 24 plus 20 seconds each. So that becomes 1 minute, 24 plus 1, 25 minutes. So can I say that if my speed was correct, then I should have actually made it in 25 minutes instead of 28 minutes. So how many minutes deficit we have? We have 3 minutes of deficit, and 3 minutes of deficit we actually have, while we have 2 laps actually outstanding. So we can cover 1 minute, 1.5 minutes on each lap. So that is how we actually find the answer. 8 minutes 20 seconds minus 1.5. This gives us the same answer as 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So that is how we get to the answer. Let us move to the final question. Yeah, finally we have got to the final question, and this is also a very interesting question. So please attempt it yourself before you see the solution. So now what we have over here a drink A and we have a drink B. Fine. Now we have been given percentage. So drink A has 60% apple juice, 40% orange juice. Drink B has 80% apple juice and 20% grapefruit juice. So no orange juice in drink B. Interesting. So they have combined both, and the resultant punch has 68% apple juice. So let's do alligations on the apple juice. So on drink A, what is the apple juice? Apple juice is 60%. Drink B, apple juice is 80%. Fine. So in the middle, we have apple juice of 68% in the resultant punch. So here we have to again do the same thing. So here this becomes 12, and this becomes how much? This becomes 8. Fine. So our ratio that we found, this becomes 3:2. So this becomes our ratio. Fine. Now this is our resultant punch. This is our resultant punch. Now interestingly, just think about this. This means that the resultant punch, it has 3 parts of drink A and it has 2 parts of drink B. So if we actually have to find out how much orange juice we have, remember that only drink A had orange juice, right? So this part we can neglect, this part we don't need, we only need this part. So we only need 3 parts out of the total 5 parts. So this is the part that will be having the orange juice. And what now it becomes very easy. We have to actually calculate the 40% of this, because this is the entire thing, and we have been told that since this is the part that corresponds to drink A and drink A is the only one that has 40% orange juice, so this becomes 3/5 into 40 by 100. So this is 8 and it becomes 0.24. So it is 24%. So the resultant mixture, it has the percentage of orange juice as 24%. So that's all for this video. We have taken a lot of different questions on averages, on alligations, how we can solve them, how you can eliminate answers. We covered a lot of things in this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you want to access more important questions like these which are exam focused and exam specific, make sure to check out Guidely's course, and you can also check out the FAS Cloud PDF. The links are in the description and in the comments, and in both of these things you can get 10% off by using the promo code Supriyo. If you enjoyed this session, please leave a like and share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments down below what you liked or did not like about this video and how you would want me to cover the various different subjects going forward. I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial to you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.